Hello, and welcome to the Writers Guild of Canada Screenwriting Awards show. I'm Anne-Marie Parada. I'm the chair of the awards committee and the counselor for Quebec. The WGC would like to acknowledge that although this event is online, we each live and work on ancestral Indigenous land. As we gather tonight, we would like to respectfully acknowledge the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Huron-Wendat, and the Mississaugas of the New Credit, on which the City of Toronto and our office stands, and Tiohtià:ke, Montreal, on which my office stands. We give our thanks and respect for the leadership of Indigenous land defenders across the country for always being at the forefront of protecting the earth and all life that sustains it. And we are grateful to have the opportunity to work in the community on this territory. Now, for those of you who were here last year, it was the 25th anniversary of the WGC, and I said that since we could not be together celebrating in person, we would gather this year and celebrate the 26th anniversary. But guess what? It's going to be next year, 27th anniversary. It's going to be epic. We're going to do the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th anniversary all rolled into one. It's going to be amazing with jugglers and acrobats and maybe even like a dragon flying a rocket ship. So get your tickets now or maybe wait a bit. But tonight's show, In the Void, is hosted by the multi-talented Nile Séguin. You may know him from his many roles on television, like Alistair on Second Gen, or his stand-up comedy, or his many writing roles on television, such as Tall Boys, This Hour is 22 Minutes, Beaverton, and currently second season of Hardy Boys. He's also a participant in the Warner Media Access program. So sit back or lay down and enjoy the show.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2022 WGC Awards. I'm hosting this. I knew that if I kept code switching long enough, I would make it to the top, middle, sort of middle left. I'd make it somewhere. Anywho, I can't believe my agent let me do this. That feels like malpractice. The next time anyone sees me in a writer's room, I'm gonna be delivering Uber. But you know, that's me. High risk, low reward. I guess I could always fall back on stand-up if things go wrong, making upwards of $10,000 a year. All this being said, before we start, let's just remember these are jokes. These are just jokes. So if anyone gets upset about names being in my mouth, please know that this is pre-recorded, so you can't just Uber down to WGC headquarters. So, I don't know, slide into my DMs? Are the kids still doing that? Normally, I would be a little more concerned about my career in terms of what I say, but recently, ever since Putin went full Putin, I've just been feeling way more sort of loosey-goosey. I was probably not the best choice to host this. Oh, it is 11 a.m. And the WGC will come to regret it. But in their defense, they don't really know who I am because like a lot of industry people, they don't watch a lot of Canadian content. Now, before you get mad, how many of you watch Second Gen? Do you know what that is? Do you think I'm making it up? Did you watch it at all? Shame on you, it was great. All right, let's get it. Firstly, everyone, congratulations on making it through the longest and second worst bottle episode of our generation. I did not care for the Chicago episode of Stranger Things. Restrictions are lifting, and yes, last year we did promise that this year's awards would be held at Kerner Hall. That was just a lie to maintain morale. And if you're a writer, this can't be the first time something didn't turn out the way you were told it would. What a year this has been for the Canadian industry. Full-time MP and part-time zaddy Pablo Rodriguez, if you don't get the joke, don't Google it. He'll just get upset. Became our newest Minister of Canadian Heritage. It's an amazing time for Canadian comedy. There are going to be at least 9 Canadian comedy shows this year, which I'm pretty sure is a record. The world recognized that the best comedy comes from Canada, and a mere 30 years later, the Canadian industry sprang into action. And if it's spring, it must mean another Degrassi reboot. HBO Max is reviving Degrassi, and they're giving it a surrealistic twist in that People who can afford homes on Degrassi Street in Toronto are still sending their kids to public school. Come on, that's crazy. David Lynch is set to direct. Murdoch Mysteries became the longest... Actually, I'm just gonna zip past that because I'm not sure people will get that joke. We're gonna move on. And The Porter premiered on CBC, wonderful show, and interestingly enough, set in Montreal but shot in Winnipeg, which is confusing to some, but you have to remember, Montreal wasn't always a pretty city. I kid. I love Winnipeg. Winnipeg knows it. If that last one was too rough for you, you're gonna wanna mute me until your category comes up. It was a great year for animation as well. If you write animation, should you be watching this? You have loads of work to do, and some of it is paid. The WGC Diversity Committee released its Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion report revealing that the numbers of white writers working in television had collapsed to an historic low of 80%. So expect a trucker convoy, I guess. I'm gonna be honest, team, some people have gotten salty about the efforts we are making for equity, and I'm a bit confused. You know, even with all of the efforts we've made, we're still kind of about as diverse as Utah, right? And I don't get understand. I mean, if anyone should understand privilege, it's Canadian writers. You work in the Canadian entertainment industry, which is parked right next to the American entertainment industry. So if there's a group of people who knows what it's like to see some people get way more opportunity and money because of the situation they were born into, it's Canadian writers. Like, how are we losing you on this? The Canadian industry is strong. Well, you're not helping. The Canadian industry is strong, filled with loads of emerging writers, which is code for writers who are working on their green card. Obviously, I'm kidding. A lot of them are just working on their O1 in the hopes of marrying into citizenship, which I think is the smart play. But real talk, team. Real talk, team? Who am I? But real talk. We complain about the foibles of the Canadian industry. Well, at least I do. But if there was one group that was ready for the pandemic, it was Canadian writers. We've been making great content in a less than stable industry forever. Fear and insecurity, oh, those nerves are long dead. When everything popped off, where's money coming from? Writers were like, oh, so wait, I don't have a job and I don't know where money is coming from. For us, that's Tuesday. Speaking of which, I don't want to hear about money problems from production companies. By my calculations, with their not having to pay for office space or lunches for writer's room this past year, they saved $1 billion. $1 billion. That's after taxes. I'm not great at math, but I think I'm close. So when we get back to live rooms, I expect surf and turf for every lunch and name brand cookies in the snack room. I deserve better than Morios from the Giebler Gnomes. All right, I hope we all have great Wi-Fi because it's time to get started and no one likes a choppy acceptance speech. And I don't mean like Matthew McConaughey, I'm chasing my hero self choppy, but I mean like technically problematic. And unlike the American Guild Awards, we won't do that thing where we show everyone and then spotlight the winner's Zoom, because you shouldn't have to move all of your junk out of camera range unless you win. That is the thing we believe. Good luck, everyone. That seemed very disingenuous, but I meant it. Good luck, everyone. I meant it that time. Good luck. Seriously, good luck. Good luck. Except for... The nominees for feature film are All My Puny Sorrows, written by Michael McGowan. Charlotte, screen story by Eric Rutherford, screenplay by Eric Rutherford and David Bezmosgis. And the winner is All My Puny Sorrows, written by Michael McGowan. Hope you can celebrate in some puny, tiny way, or big way. Live your life.
Thank you very much. Congratulations to David and Eric for a great screenplay. Thanks to Miriam Taves, obviously, for writing an incredible novel that made my job so much easier. Thank you to the WGC jury, and thank you to my cast and crew. You were fabulous. And that's it for me. Have a great night, everybody else, and congratulations to the other nominees. Thank you.
The nominees for children's are Odd Squad Mobile Unit, H2O No, written by Lakna Edilima. Scaredy Cats, The Amulet, written by Anna McRoberts. The Snoopy Show, Happiness is a Snow Day, written by Craig Brown. The Snoopy Show, Snowman Showman, written by Betsy Walters. Xavier Riddle and the Secret Museum, I Am Temple Grandin. written by Charles Johnston. And the winner is Odd Squad Mobile Unit H2O No, written by Lakna Edilima. Congratulations, Lakna.
I did not see that coming. Thank you, everyone. Wow. I'm going to hold this remote as a stand-in award because that's apt, right? Thank you to everyone who made Odd Squad. Wow, this is heavier than... What? Someone said something. Okay, I'll go faster. Thanks to Tim and Adam for making this wonderfully bonkers show. To the showrunner, Mark DeAngelis, for being the leader that you are and for always empowering me. To the whole writing team, I had the funnest times I've ever had in that room, real talk. Shout out to my G Steph Callan. I learned a priceless amount while writing and producing on that show, so I'm extremely grateful. I want to say thank you to Mark Steinberg, who saw me and introduced me to Amy Stelberg, who's now my agent, who I'm also very grateful for. Thanks to my family and friends who love and support me always, except for now because none of them are here on the Zoom. Thank you to Regis Amantata. I love you so much. You're also not on this Zoom, so screw y'all. And I just want to say I feel like I'm just getting started. So thank you to the Writers Guild of Canada for this award.
Another big congrats to our first winners tonight. Now here to acknowledge another recipient and present the Sandra Kelly Award, please welcome Cynthia Knight and Jinder Ujala Chalmers.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Knight.
And I'm Jinder Ujala Chalmers.
We are past recipients of the Sandra Kelly Award. Winning this award was an incredible opportunity for me to develop a passion project that I had been dreaming about writing for years.
And for me, it allowed me to continue with the historical project that otherwise would not have gone into development with a Canadian broadcaster.
The Sandra Kelly Award, in the amount of $5,000, is awarded each year to a mid-career female screenwriter for research and development on a self-initiated project.
Sandra herself was a long-standing member of the Writers Guild of Canada. Sandra worked tirelessly on many episodic shows early on in her career and then transitioned over to documentary filmmaking.
Sandra was an incredible woman who tirelessly helped others and gave back to the community which she loved, the WGC, in numerous ways. She achieved many firsts as a female writer in what was then a primarily male-dominated industry. So please join us in celebrating Sandra's life and achievements by honoring this year's recipient of the Sandra Kelly Award.
The writer selected this year has always shown a commitment and dedication to her craft of screenwriting. With a track record in documentary and scripted, like Sandra herself, she has received numerous awards and accolades for her projects in shorts, documentaries, features, and television.
Her feature film, Starfighter Baby, is a passion project that she's been developing and honing for several years now and exemplifies the type of bold, unique, and important female-driven storytelling that we think Sandra Kelly would have wholeheartedly supported.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this year's Sandra Kelly Award is
Carolyn Saunders.
Thank you. Yay. I cried when they Zoomed me and told me I won this, I guess, because I thought I was in trouble first. But anyway, it's really an honor to receive an award in Sandra's name, Sandra Kelly's name. And yeah, this is a passion project. This is a story that I would move mountains to tell. And I feel like I have been moving them for a while. It's really about, you know, my mom was just a freaking hero. And as I was growing up on an Air Force base in Germany. Anyway, I want to thank the jury for recognizing the power and importance of this story. I want to thank my mom, who's not with us anymore, but she is because she's with me always, and she helped me so much with this. She gave me all the letters that she wrote home from Germany over many years. She talked to me and told me stories and helped me remember things. And I want to thank my dad, who, like, even as recently as 3 weeks ago, let me stick a camera in his face for the millionth time while he talked to me and told me the stories. He's brilliant. I want to thank my boys for putting up with me, Connor, Brendan, and Sean, who I adore, and my sister Kathleen, who's been really supportive, and my brat sibs, Susan, Ken, and Twyla, whose dads were also fighter pilots back in the day. These guys really support me and inspire me. And, there's like a million writer friends I could just name and name and name. Thank God we all have each other for this. But I don't know what to say. I'm overwhelmed. I'm so happy. And I promise to do right by this. It's going to be brilliant. Thank you so much. So much. I'm done.
I realize that I can't just host this show without at least trying to address some of the huge issues in our industry. So I've written a little piece that I think is going to rock the boat. And I think some people will be very, sorry, what?
The network has notes on this part?
Sorry, what? Which network?
The network sent notes.
Okay, yeah, I know, but we're not actually airing this on a network. So do you mean the Guild? Do you mean YouTube has notes?
The network.
Okay, stop saying the network. Just, okay, you know what? Just give me the notes. Just give me the notes. I'm sure it's. Oh my God! This is a billion times bigger than. Okay, you know what? It's fine. It's probably just a few ticky-tack thoughts here and there. I'll just burn right through it. It's nothing. Here we go. We're concerned the audience isn't going to understand that they're Canadian writers watching other Canadian writers receive awards for writing. Can we have a less cryptic term than WGC Awards, preferably delivered by a talking raccoon in rap format? I mean, that's insane, right? Can you make it more Canadian? Well, I mean, it's written by a Canadian. I'm Canadian. Everyone in this room is Canadian. We're in Canada. No, we can't. I swear to God, this country is the only country that needs a life coach. You are enough. Meta humor is a bit dated. Well, okay, well, that's an opinion. That's not information. What can I do with that? Notes are dated. Can you trim this? We're concerned that the bit won't be strong enough to carry for very long, like it was an idea that seemed clever when you thought of it, but it gasses out after 3 jokes, even if you lampshade it. Okay, you know what? That's actually a pretty good note. I think maybe, yeah, it's not bad. We should. The nominees for Movie of the Week and miniseries are As Good as It Gets, written by James Phillips. Cross Country Christmas, written by Kirsten Hansen. Seasoned with Love, written by Gemma Holdway. Together Forever Tea, written by Elizabeth Stewart. And the winner is As Good as It Gets, written by James Phillips. Wish I had some cheesy line here. That also wasn't my line. I'll give credit. It's Lizzie's. She's sitting over there, right behind the camera.
Wow, thank you. This is truly unexpected. I think this is my always a bridesmaid here. I've had a number of nominations, and I really didn't think this was coming this year. So this is great. I'll keep this quick. I truly want to thank everybody at Incendo, but in particular Ian Whitehead, Adam Fagan, and Kaylee Kavanaugh, who are not only a huge part of the development of this script, but many, many other scripts over the years. So thank you guys so much. Thanks to my longtime agent, Brent Sherman, to my wife, Carlin, who got engaged to someone with a business degree and actual earning potential, and then didn't divorce me when I actually literally quit my relatively well-paying job to try to become a screenwriter, despite having never taken a writing course in my life. And finally, I guess I want to thank the Guild, not just for this award, but I've been a member now for over 2 decades, and I had kids, 3 kids, and I never really been someone who volunteered and did that much to help out. So I just want to really acknowledge all my fellow writers who volunteered like so much of their time, over the years for the benefit of myself and for all of us. So thanks very much.
The nominees for preschool are Eleanor Wonders Why, Olive Tree, written by Michael Folk. Eleanor Wonders Why, Rocky the Rock, written by Catherine Sandford. Happy House of Frightenstein, Can't Fight the Beat, written by Diana Moore. Paw Patrol, Pups Save a Clown, written by Sean Jarrah. Ranger Rob, Ogity Jokety in Big Sky Park, written by Carolyn Hay and Andrew Saveston. And the winner is Eleanor Wonders Why, Olive Tree, written by Michael Folk. No one wonders why you won, Michael. It's kind of a cheesy line, but it's also Lizzie's. I like it.
Well, I agree with you. I was very surprised at this. That's what seems to be the road thing, but very surprised that I won this one. And I want to thank the Writers Guild of Canada for not only this award, but also for having me, because the Writers Guild in my native United States wants nothing to do with me. So I really appreciate that. And also I want to thank all the fellow nominees, including especially Catherine Sanford, who was the story editor on Eleanor Wonders Why and was such a delight to work with. And I hope we can do it again very soon, Catherine. But yeah, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm genuinely surprised. My wife wanted to tune into this and I was like, I'm not going to win. Don't bother. It's fine. So she is going to be as shocked as I am. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
The nominees for short are Beast Mode 6, written by Jeremy Boxon. My Pride, the Series, Fire, written by Maddie Patton. Quarantine Flame, written by Nathaniel Moore. The Solutioneers versus the Stinky Locker, written by Thomas Conway. And the winner is My Pride, the Series, Fire, written by Maddie Patton. Fuego. Well done, Maddie. Fuego is Spanish for fire. Yo pienso.
Hello, it's a few days later and I'm no longer muted. I'm so excited to get this award. I wrote that story for the first time when I was 14, so it's really, really cool to get like a professional thing about it. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to two specific writers who really helped me out with this. That was Caitlin D. Friars, who is the story editor on My Pride, and she made the series way better and had the most fantastic notes and really steered it in the best way and just really helped me tell the story I wanted to tell. And Madison Ailing, who was a member of my YouTube audience, who will probably never see this, but she also gave me amazing notes, and she's been watching my content for like 10 years and she just made it so much better. So thanks for this, and thanks to them.
Thank you, and thanks to all of you for joining us tonight and keeping your webcams on-ish. And now, no stranger to webcam himself, and here to present the Dennis McGrath Award for service to the WGC, I'd like to introduce Andrew Regan.
The Dennis McGrath Award is presented to an individual who has demonstrated a record of exceptional service to the Writers Guild of Canada and whose efforts have strengthened the Canadian screenwriting community as a whole. Michael Amo has served on the Writers Guild National Council for 12 years, representing the Atlantic region. He's been a diligent and hard-working voice for his region and for Canadian screenwriters in general. During our time together on council, I'm proud to say Michael and I have become friends. We're both from regions where there is a small screenwriting community, and over the years we have shared a lot of the same challenges. We also value the same things: seeing Canadian creators represented on Canadian screens, integrity and fairness in the workplace, and a sense of responsibility to help maintain a strong and sustainable creative environment for those who come after us. Throughout his 12 years on council, Michael always brought the practical concerns of working writers to the table, and he has been energetic in his efforts to improve conditions for all Canadian screenwriters. Michael Amo is also an extraordinarily talented writer. His long and distinguished career includes many feature and television movies, as well as work on a range of TV series. Michael recently created and showran a very cool show for CBC and WGN called Pure, a dark crime drama set on a Mennonite colony in Ontario. The Writers Guild of Canada has been very lucky to have Michael on its council, and it's an honor to present the 2022 Dennis McGrath Award to Michael Amo.
Well, thank you, Andrew. That's very kind of you. I'm honored to be in the same company of all the past winners, so many amazing writers who've done so much in service of our guild. I had the privilege of serving on council with Mr. Dennis McGrath, and this award could not have a more deserving namesake. Truly, Dennis was a tireless and passionate advocate for the guild. He was fiery, he was funny, and it was always thrilling to witness the Central Region councillor in full window-rattling oratorical flight as he rose to the defense of his fellow word goblins. I first joined the guild 9 million years ago when I very briefly wrote for Wind at My Back. Since then, I've enjoyed the sort of glamorous career peculiar to our kind. In one quintessential episode, I flew to Vancouver for a job where the producer and the director were there to pick me up at the airport in a top-down 2-seater convertible. Can you guess who sat on the director's lap? I'll give you a hint. Thank you. The writer was the one who enjoyed an unobstructed view of the mountains on the way into town. And in all my years of navigating the twists and turns of our beloved industry, I can assure you, it was never the wind at my back. It was always the Writers Guild of Canada, making sure I got paid a decent wage, my children retained all their teeth, and my wife and I don't have to live in a refrigerator box when we retire. Make no mistake, when I'm working, I love my job and the joy that comes with spending time in the company of my brilliant fellow writers, but it's no secret that ours can be from time to time a lonely and confusing occupation, which is why I invite every one of our members to contemplate coming out of your cave and getting involved. I promise you'll make new friends, you'll learn way more than you ever wanted to know, and you'll be carrying on Mr. McGrath's good work by helping your guild continue to fight the good fight. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your virtual evening.
Now, since this is pre-recorded, I can't see the chat or the emojis or whatever, but go ahead and use them for our recipients tonight. And here to introduce our next one, please welcome Zoe Whittall, presenting this year's Alex Barris Mentorship Award.
Hi, my name is Zoe Whittall, and I'm so pleased to be here this evening to present the Alex Barris Mentorship Award to my friend, Matt Heater. Alex Barris was a writer, broadcaster, and journalist, a pioneer of Canadian television, and a proud member of the WGC. Throughout his career, Alex always gave his time and talent to help others get a start in the industry that he loved. After his death in 2004, his family, friends, and the WGC decided to keep his name and spirit alive by sponsoring the Alex Barris Mentorship Award. Granted biennially, I can't ever say that word, biennially, the award acknowledges one screenwriter who has made outstanding commitment to help another screenwriter, or several, get ahead in the business. This year, the Alex Barris Mentorship Award is presented to Matt Heater. I decided to nominate Matt because he is incredibly generous with his time and energy, always providing the most thoughtful notes to new writers and giving them the confidence they need to forge ahead on their own career paths. I asked friends and colleagues for feedback about what Matt's mentorship has meant to them. Screenwriter James Alexander noted, "Matt took a chance on some kid he'd never even met, and he's become a life-changing mentor for me. 80% of what I know about writing for television is thanks to him, and I probably would have given up otherwise." I feel the exact same way. As a screenwriter, Matt is an Emmy-nominated and Humanitas Prize-winning TV writer and producer who's most recently served as supervising producer on Mary Kills People and as executive producer on Degrassi Next Class. He has been nominated for 4 WGC Screenwriting Awards and has won 4 Canadian Screenwriting Awards. I nominated Matt because when I got into TV, my agent introduced us and said that Matt would be willing to go for coffee and answer questions. The TV business has a reputation for being a bit cutthroat and competitive, but Matt was so generous with his time and insights that day, I began to doubt this assessment. Matt has kept informally mentoring me ever since. Before the pandemic, we would often write together in cafes, and I began to notice that he was frequently reading scripts by emerging writers, meeting them for lunch, giving them considered, caring, and detailed notes. He does this volunteer labor constantly. He takes great care in his mentorship work and doesn't seem to resent being asked at all, even when he is extremely busy. But he's very quiet about this work as well. He never complains about being asked for help. When I realized the breadth of this informal work, I was amazed by it. I'm far from the only one who feels this way. Jessie Gabe, co-executive producer of Hudson and Rex and Mr. D, says that Matt was also her first writer friend and mentor who helped her understand the ins and outs of the industry. Since then, since she first met him, she writes, anytime I've asked him to read something as a favor, he's taken it on as if it were a paid job. Within days, I'd get the most thoughtful, insightful, intelligent, and helpful notes on my script. He's one of those rare writers who makes it look easy, never seems to be on the verge of a nervous breakdown, which for a writer is kind of weird, and exudes a wisdom I've come to trust because, let's face it, Matt is usually right. Cole Bastido, one of Matt's screenwriting partners, adds, having worked with Matt since 2003, I've seen him nurture, encourage, and cultivate countless emerging writers. His generosity with his time is only rivaled by the thought and care he puts into his clear, concise, and actionable notes. What's more, Matt does all of this without expecting anything in return. JP LaRocque, a producer on Corner and writer on Digstown and Jan, has this praise for Matt. Few seasoned television writers put their money where their mouth is when it comes to creating opportunities for diverse writers. Matt believed in my voice and my writing, and that support gave me the confidence to forge ahead, building off that first hire into other opportunities. I owe so much of my career in television to him. Matt so embodies the spirit of this award that when I read the description, it felt as though it were written for him in mind. He has taught me so much about the art of writing and producing television in Canada and the importance of building strong connections with our peers. I'm so glad that the WGC will recognize the dedicated work that he does in nurturing new talent, building community, and opening doors for others. Congratulations, Matt.
Thanks so much, Zoe. This is an incredible and unexpected honor. Thanks to the Writers Guild. Thanks to the Barris family. Thanks to everyone who nominated me, James, Jesse, Cole, JP, and again, especially Zoe, who I know doesn't love to put herself on video like that, and that means a lot to me. Almost 20 years ago, I rolled into town with as many belongings as I could fit into my stepbrother's truck, 2 months rent, not a single contact in the industry, and a dream that I could one day make television. And somehow I've managed to achieve that dream. I'd love to say I did it solely through great ideas and a hard scrabble, small town work ethic, but that's not true. It took a lot of luck and a lot of support from the people who mentored me. So I've always tried to do my best to offer that same luck and support to as many writers as I can, especially writers who will help change the face of this industry. It doesn't cost anything but time to share information, wisdom, or to give notes on scripts. And if I get to see these writers live their dreams, get into writers' rooms, and get their own shows on the air someday, I can't think of a better way to spend that time. Finally, I'd like to thank my agent, Brent Sherman, for the champagne and for his mentorship over the years, and my family who've always supported me taking the time out to help other writers. Thanks again. This means so much.
So I have been struggling to get work, surprise, surprise, and I saw what the cool kids at Sort of did, you know, getting a sizzle reel together, generating some buzz, and I thought maybe I'll do the same thing. So here's a little sizzle reel for a show that's going to change my life. So, detective, you have found me. You are very clever, but not so clever, but you don't come alone. This will be a very costly mistake. I didn't come alone. I brought my partner. Ah, and where is he, this mysterious partner? He's over there. Is he hiding behind my couch? No, he's on the couch. What? Okay, no, this is ridiculous, okay? I am a very serious murderer. I've murdered many people in their stupid face. I demand to be taken seriously, okay? So this is not acceptable. I am not joking. Neither are we. You ready, Mouse? His name is Mouse? That makes no sense. He's a cat. His name should be Cat. I'm leaving.
He's a grizzled cop paired with the first detective from the city's feline unit. It's Cat and Mouse. Cat and Mouse, coming this fall. Crime is a box they cannot wait to jump into.
You might laugh, but Hudson and Rex made $1 billion last year. $1 billion. That's after taxes. And they totally ignored the cat people. Daddy's getting paid this year. The nominees for comedy series are Corner Gas Animated, Haunt the Dread October, written by Brent Butt and Andrew Carr. Sort of Back, written by Jen Engels. Sort of Gone, written by Bilal Beg and Fab Filippo. Sort of Mary Poppins, written by Ian Iqbal Rashid. Sort of Stable, written by Nilu Handa. And the winner is Sort of Gone, written by Bilal Beg and Fab Filippo. Congratulations, amazing work.
Thank you. I think I can start speaking now, I hope. Yes, okay, I'm seeing Emily nodding. Okay, awesome. Thanks so much. I think this award it is quite special given that it comes from fellow screenwriters, and it's not lost on me at all how new all these experiences are for me. And so I'm really on a personal level, really grateful for the recognition and for a show like this as well. I know we couldn't have done what we did without, our beautiful writers' room who all were nominated tonight. Jen Engels, Ian Iqbal Rashid, Nilu Handa, Leah Rondo was also in our room. Fab and I working together, we continue to learn from each other and learn and grow in this process. And I'm really excited about where we can go with the show and the way the show is being received. I, of course, also have to really quickly thank Sienna Films and Sphere Media for believing in our show, and for CBC and HBO Max as well for investing and giving us so much love and generosity in the process. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to all the writers, and I'm so excited about the future. Thanks.
The nominees for teens and tweens are Holly Hobby, The Bumbling Boss Girl, written by Matt Huther. Holly Hobby, The Slimy Sensation, written by Vivian Lin. The Parker Andersons' Amelia Parker, Father and Sons, written by Ian Steenman. The Parker Andersons' Amelia Parker, Joy, written by Amanda Joy. The Parker Andersons' Amelia Parker, This Wasn't the Plan, written by Murray Peters. And the winner is the Parker Andersons' Amelia Parker, Joy, written by Amanda Joy. Yay you! Congrats, Amanda.
I didn't think I'd win, so I don't have a speech, but okay. So I came in here as a performer, and I never thought I would be in a position like this. I still feel a lot like an actor who's just like playing a writer. So it feels, really awesome to have the writing acknowledged. Thanks to my family and to the Amelia Parker writers, Murray, Ian, Jay, and Sadia, to Carrie, Jim, and Sam at Marble, the team at Jennifer Hollier Agency, Samantha, Alana, Jenny, and Brendan. And thank you especially to showrunner Anthony Farrell, who is an amazing showrunner, an amazing person. And if someone told me he was Batman, I'd believe them. So thank you, everybody. And scene.
The nominees for drama series are Coroner, Blue Flock, written by Seneca Aaron. Family Law, Mama Don't Preach, story by Corey Liu, teleplay by Sonia Bennett. Moonshine, Zen and the Art of Midlife Maintenance, written by Kate Spurgeon. Murdoch Mysteries, The Ministry of Virtue, written by Christina Ray. Pretty Hard Cases, Bananas, written by Cassie Cameron and Sherry White. Winona Earp, Life Turned Her That Way, written by Noelle Carbone. And the winner is Pretty Hard Cases, Bananas, written by Cassie Cameron and Sherry White. Pretty hard work you did there. See what I did there?
Hi, thank you. Can you hear me? Thank you guys so much. This is incredible. What a amazing thing. What a great community. Being in this virtual Zoom with all you guys, being part of this incredible guild, and being nominated with so many dear friends, Seneca, Noelle, and friends we haven't even met yet. But Sherry and I have the greatest group of writers on this show. They make our stories richer and smarter and better. We have incredible partners and producers who bring the show to life, including my sister, who would kill me if I didn't mention her by name, Amy Cameron. We have two incredible networks who have been supportive of this very quirky show the whole time. Thank you for your notes, actually, and for your I don't know, for supporting us. And we have incredible actors who make every word we throw at them significantly better. So that we are very, very lucky. Thank you, guys. Sherry.
And I just want to say before we go on, I'm really so lucky that I get to make a show about two women who form a friendship over work, working with one of my best friends in the world. And it is the greatest pleasure. So I want to thank Tass.
Thank you.
She didn't thank me.
I did. Thank you, Sherry.
I set her up.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
Everyone, this year has been an amazing, yeah. Can
I talk to you for a second?
Okay, sure, yeah.
So look, we've realized instead of paying you to finish writing this, we can just buy the speech from last year's Writers Guild of America Awards, save a ton of money, and really come out ahead financially.
Well, okay. But I just started, though. Can we maybe give people a few minutes to see if they respond and I can get a groundswell or something going?
No.
Okay. Well, this is really not cool.
Sure, but weren't you just using this as a show reel to try to host the Writers Guild of America Awards?
What? No.
You literally said that to my face.
Okay. Well, yeah, sure. I said that with my words, but don't make this about me.
Look, you can stay on and do the dialogue. Do you want the gig?
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I guess. Sure. Welcome to the 2021 Writers Guild Awards. I'm Cal Penn. For those of you not familiar with me, I'm one of the many characters played by Sacha Baron Cohen. This is wrong. I'm not doing this. You know what? I'm going to go host the CSAs. What do you think of that?
Well, they merged with us, the Junos and the Doras.
So there's nowhere I can go.
There's the Canadian Comedy Awards.
I'm good. All right, now as we come closer to the end of our show, I want to thank all of you for sticking around and sticking together on your screens, because let's face it, we're all in the business of screens. We appreciate you and all the work you've done, but it's time to recognize one of you in particular. To announce this year's Showrunner Award, please welcome Richard Young.
I first met Anthony back in our Queen's University days, and I have to say, we weren't really friends. Acquaintances, sure, but from what I remember from our few interactions, he was a decent, nice guy, in retrospect, I know that I should have spent more of my college years trying to impress Anthony with my writing, rather than trying to impress Liz Harrington with my hacky sack skills. By the way, shout out to Liz. We'll always have Ace of Base, babe. Anyways, I go when I graduate university, and I go through this whole convoluted path of trying to figure out what the hell I want to be when I grow up. Anthony, on the other hand, he's killing it. He goes off to LA and he's writing for the Thundermans. He's writing for The Office. Then he starts running a show in the UK. And this is the craziest part. He's doing this all while remaining a decent, nice guy. Now, he thankfully comes back to Canada and he hires me to be on Overload and Underwoods as a writer in a room that's majority BIPOC and majority female identifying. So I finally get to know the real Anthony. And I'm blown away by how he leads his room. He takes the best business management skills and combines them with the creative artistic spirit. You see, because Anthony is so well organized and so transparent with everyone, he can carry himself with this easygoing confidence. Because he's so self-assured and because he's so adept at communicating his vision, he empowers us writers to become partners in his show. You see, Anthony creates a safe, inclusive, fun environment based on trust so that the best stories can flourish. And he's also funny as hell. But you see, Anthony's leadership and mentorship extends to outside the writing room. You see, Anthony is a transformative force of inclusion in our industry. He has given many writers and cast and crew from underrepresented populations their first big break. He actively works with the Writers Guild Diversity Inclusion and BIPOC TV and film to advocate for change. He is constantly mentoring writers outside of his room. I mean, heck, right now, while he's showrunning 2 shows, he's also teaching a BIPOC showrunner boot camp on the weekends. You see, our nation's industry is more representative directly because of Anthony. Now, like I said before, after university, I didn't know what I wanted to be. See, nowadays, I care less about my job title and more about the characteristics I like to have. You know, characteristics like exceptional work ethic, lifting others up, speaking truth to power, and just being kind. And wouldn't you know it, that decent, nice guy from Queens seems to perfectly embody all of these traits. Anthony, on behalf of so many writers and BIPOC artists, you are an inspiration and a role model. In other words, when we all grow up, we want to be you. Congratulations, bud, and thank you.
Holy hell, that was a lot. Oh, Rich, I remember you. So nerdy. That was a great intro. I did want to take this moment real quick to acknowledge the very many showrunners that I've worked for who have helped me craft my own style. I'm standing on the shoulders of like giants who have shown me that the cornerstones of strong leadership on set, they include things like compassion, clarity, a sense of play, fierce protection of your characters, your story, collaboration, mentorship, and of course, appreciation. So with that, I had definitely to thank the people at home first, my wife, Jeanette, my kids, Avery and London, my dog, Moose, who thankfully is not barking right now. Thank you, Moose. My mom, dad, my whole family for being the source of my comedy, whether they like it or not. Of course, my reps, Cherie, David, Jonathan, and of course, showrunning is an incredibly difficult job, and I absolutely could not do it without so many creative collaborators. So thank you so much to the writers, the producers, the cast, the crew, the directors of Overlord and the Underwoods, and Parker Anderson's and Amelia Parker. I have a lot of emails to send out tonight because, you know, a few minutes is not enough to say thank you to all of you. And it's I've told you all many times, like you saved me through those productions, and I really do appreciate you. But I also get a little serious here for a second. While I have the floor, I did want to take this opportunity to acknowledge the martyrdom of George Floyd, especially as a Black man in this industry. His loss opened the eyes of many people to the systemic challenges BIPOC communities face day in and day out. I mean, we already knew it, but for the first time, a lot of people were believing it. So I can tell you that since his death, I have felt the light winds of change in TV and film. And it's not enough. We're not anywhere near where we need to be yet, but I sincerely believe that allyship in our industry is growing. So I wanted to thank George Floyd and acknowledge him. He couldn't breathe, but because of his sacrifice, many of us in the community can breathe a little bit easier. So to the Guild, I just want to say thank you so much for this honor. I'm very proud to be what I believe the first BIPOC recipient of this award. I didn't really do all the research. I think I am. But I promise you, there are many, many more on the way. So thank you all. Have a good night.
So there we have it. That is a wrap on the 2022 WGC Awards. Congratulations to this year's nominees and winners. We'll see you in 2023 at an undisclosed location. I say this because last year we promised Kerner Hall, and then of course that did not happen. And if I'm being honest, the 20s have started out a bit frisky, and I just don't want to jinx anything. But let's all take a moment to be grateful that we work in an industry where we get to create stories that are strong enough and entertaining enough to help people get through a friggin' pandemic. I feel like that makes us part of the solution, and it's a pretty cool thing to do. Go to bed. I'm Nile Séguin. Go to bed. Or go out. I don't know what time zone you're in. Live your life. What, are you taking life advice from me? Does that seem like a good idea? I don't take life advice from me. Maybe that's been the problem the whole time. Whoa. This is very good, by the way. You will see things. You will understand things. I don't know how long Lizzie's going to let this run. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WGC. That's a strong start right there. Come on! They are Deadpool socks. They came with a t-shirt. No. I'm going to make awards history by throwing up on camera. I'd be a little more... Lit more? It's getting worse. Our newest Minister of Canadian cock. But real talk. Ready for the podcast. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys don't have families, because we are not going anywhere. Intimate and interactive, everyone.